Hello, and we continue our Japan journey by visiting a very interesting company. We initially met in Geneva during the EPHG trade fair. That's a fair dedicated to the suppliers of the watchmaking industry at large. And the range of exhibitors is quite huge. I mean, from craftsmen to machine manufacturers, high-tech solution. Well, I mean, the entire spectrum of the industry is there. And I just love this fair. So we like brands, I mean, we like their fancy products, and sometimes we are not totally immune to the glamour around it. But I must say that personally, these suppliers really get me going. That's where you can get the real feel of the industry. Anyhow, let's now talk about Yuki Precision, a Japanese micro-mechanic component manufacturer found just outside of Tokyo, approximately 1 hour by train in a city called Chikazaki. And you know, when some people say that Japanese are not that transparent and so forth, well, I mean, this was absolutely not the case here. Not only could we film almost anything we wanted, obviously not disclosing for whom they were working, and that's just kind of normal and fine, but they also mentioned that the company, which was historically specialized in manufacturing mechanical components, mainly for the telephone companies, well, since that business has kind of died out, as you can imagine, well, therefore, this company almost went bust. But based on their know-how, I mean, they explored how they could transpose this savoir-faire to other industries, notably the aerospace industry, and quite recently with watchmaking. So actually, many components used by Hajime Asaoka are made by Yuki Precision, and the collaboration between the two is a very interesting one, and a fine demonstration of a win-win partnership, which has, for instance, enabled them to machine and produce a full tourbillon mechanism. Okay, let's learn more.
Yuki Precision specializes in very precision metal parts, machining parts of metal of high precision and high tolerances.
How came into being then this collaboration with Mr. Hajime Asaoka?
Okay. Asaoka-san first approached Osawa-san of OSG, and I think he recommended us for this special project. Actually, we didn't have any specific work that we did beforehand for mechanical watches, so this was our first time doing mechanical watch parts. When Asaoka-san came to us with his handmade watch, we were very surprised because it's a very beautiful finish. And so we realized immediately that it would be a challenge.
And you work for the aerospace industry, where obviously the notion of precision must be excessively high. But nevertheless, to apply this to watchmaking, what were kind of the main difficulties?
I think everything in the mechanical watch is much, much smaller. The tolerances is about the same for other industries, but that require very high precision. But since the scale of the parts itself are very small, there was new challenges in handling these kind of small parts. Usually, our company operates by receiving detailed mechanical drawings from our customers that have the exact specification required to make the parts. But for this project, Asaoka-san only gave us the 3D design of what the parts he wanted. And we worked from there with Asaoka-san to produce drawings ourselves and putting in the tolerances and the necessary requirements for his project to work successfully. When we first started the project, we needed to make a prototype. And to make the first prototype, I think it almost took about 10 months.
And through a project like this one, has your understanding or appreciation of mechanical watchmaking evolved?
Yes. In our regular production, a lot of the parts we don't really know where our parts end up in. It might be, we might know the industry, but we never get to see where our parts end up in. So when our parts were assembled by Asaoka-san into one piece, everybody was happy that we ended up with something we could see and we could be proud of. In the final markets, people appreciate that skill and labor that goes into the production. And that's when we end up with a very, how do you say, maybe expensive, but for us it's like, it shows the appreciation for the work that we did. We are very, very happy that since doing the project Tool Beyond, we have received a lot of requests from other watchmakers and to make their parts for their projects. So we have, since doing Project Tool Beyond, we have actually had increase in customers in the watch industry, and we're very happy about that.
And I guess not only Japanese watch industry.
Yes, all over the world, yes.
For me, this visit was really very interesting and pointed out some of these similarities with Switzerland I was referring to in the intro of this Japanese week. Small companies, highly specialized, a mix of old school techniques and super high tech ones, a bit of outside the box thinking. And another interesting point is that Yuki Precision is capable of doing things in a very short period of time, as well as offering solutions when you only need a few components. And this is something obviously highly precious for small brands, I mean especially for small brands. Okay, I hope you enjoyed this and the journey continues in our next video. All the best and viva watchmaking!